Amid a raid by the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, on his residence and office, Austin-based real estate investor Nate Paul redirected over $11.5 million from his core corporate establishment, World Class Capital Group, in that very month. Harris County court documents indicate that over a span of 16 months, incorporating the raid period of August 2019, Paul channeled more than $87 million away from the account. These funds were primarily allocated to his subsidiary limited liability companies, LLCs, corporate insiders, and even family members, as the FBI escalated its scrutiny over Paul's financial transactions. Throughout numerous unaccounted-for transactions, Paul scattered the funds across his intricate and vast corporate empire of 278 shell companies amidst creditor efforts to recover his debts in numerous bankruptcy cases. The financial data was acquired by Seth Kretzer, a Houston-based attorney designated as the court-appointed receiver in a lawsuit where a creditor sought to recoup one of Paul's defaulted loans. Paul contested the court's ruling in the case and has filed suits against Kretzer through his other corporate entities. "This is just funds being shuffled around," Kretzer commented to The Real Deal. Recently, Paul faced indictment on 8 felony charges related to providing false statements to lenders. He is also embroiled in the ongoing impeachment of Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, being cited in at least 7 out of 20 charges against Paxton. Public disclosure of some of Paul's bank records occurred in March 2019, when Princeton Capital Corporation filed a lawsuit to collect $5.6 million in loans against Paul's great value storage business. Following a 2-year litigation struggle, the court ruled in Princeton's favor, awarding them $9.8 million. Paul appealed against the decision, and in October 2021, he submitted a financial statement for World Class Capital Group, LLC, to the court, revealing that the entity was over $1 million in debt, with assets totaling $24,136 in cash and approximately $100,000 in office equipment. Kretzer only had access to the bank records of World Class Capital Group and Great Value Storage during his investigation, which are 2 of Paul's over 400 Wells Fargo accounts as per the report. However, between October 2018 and January 2020, $87.6 million was deposited into the LLC. During the same period, bank records show Paul withdrew the money, with most of it being channeled to other entities within his business kingdom and to individuals associated with the company. Identifying the fund recipients is challenging due to the complex network of shell companies, even by real estate industry standards. An internal organizational chart disclosed during the proceedings shows Paul owned more than 200 such entities. He routinely transferred money amongst them, as mentioned in the receiver's report, and even directed funds from World Class Capital Group LLC to his personal credit card, family members, and business colleagues. Paul has failed to provide or refused to disclose a single piece of evidence or email that justifies any of these cash transfers, Kretzer stated in his report. Several transfers were made to similarly named shell companies, such as a $1.27 million transfer from World Class Capital Group to World Class Holding Company 2 days prior to the FBI raid. On the same day, he transferred $1.68 million to another subtly different LLC, World Class Holdings WARS. The dispute was resolved last year, with Princeton receiving $11.37 million to sell the loans to Phoenix Lending, an LLC affiliated with Paul. Paul funded the loan purchase with proceeds from the bankruptcy sale of some of his storage assets. Paul subsequently filed a lawsuit against Kretzer, accusing the receiver of bullying and claiming he had overstepped his role during the investigation. He later dropped the case. There was no response from 2 of Paul's attorneys when contacted for a comment. The bank records revealed in the case assume greater importance as Paul faces intensified scrutiny from both the FBI and the Paxton impeachment saga.